It's a wonderful morning to worship the Lord. This is the day. This is the day.
Well, hi, everyone. It's Wednesday of one of the great weeks of the year, is it not? And we're studying some predictions this week that you may or may not have thought of in these lights, but they are amazing. They were made in the Old Testament hundreds of years prior to baby Jesus being born. Today, we actually are reading a prophecy that you probably are familiar with, but understand that it was written like 700 years by the prophet Isaiah before Jesus was born. And it's an amazing prophecy because it calls for an event that had never taken place before or after Jesus was born. We're going through the acronym BABY so that you can remember all these. He was born in Bethlehem. It caused great agony, and now he was born of a virgin. And that is unique, is it not? And so Isaiah, like I say, it's a well-known one. Isaiah 7:14, he says, "Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign." It was meant to be a sign. Why? It's a miracle. It's a miracle. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel. Now, we're focusing on the part of that, which is that it was born of a virgin. But of course, the second part of that is just as spectacular, if actually more so. His name will be Emmanuel, God with us. Wow, God with us? Now that I'm talking to you and recording this, I think that one stands out to me just every bit as much, that God would come down, take on the form of a baby. And of course, then through Jesus's life, he proved that he was God by way of miracles and healings and great teachings and the way he lived his life. And then, of course, by beating death on the cross and rising from the dead. We'll celebrate that at Easter. But for right now, let's just confirm that he was born of a virgin. And of course, that whole story is in Matthew chapter 1. And he even says, this is how the birth of Jesus Christ came about. And then, of course, it talks about how the angel came to Mary and Joseph had to, accept his wife. Joseph knew they had not had relations. And of course, that would make anyone suspicious, but not when you have an angel come and tell you that about the situation and what he should do. And so at verse 22, of Matthew 1, he says, "All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet." Verse 23, the verse for the day. "The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel," which means God with us. God with us. I know you've heard lots of sermons on, how Mary and Joseph reacted to that news. And of course, it was very hard. They were very young, but God was with them. He would be born by way of Mary. Joseph was not the father. That is an amazing prediction. Never happened in the history of the world, but it happened then, didn't it? Wow. I'm just in awe of that. Don't forget any of these 4 amazing predictions. And when people just take Christmas for granted, have them explain how this could possibly have been predicted and have it come true. It did. It did. Hey, I just want to celebrate. I want us to go back in time a little bit. The Saddleback Hula Ministry from Saddleback performed at our worship service, and they did "Oh Holy Night." I want you to enjoy. God loves different forms of worship, and he loves this form of worship, and we do too. It was a holy night that night that the virgin gave birth to a son, and they called him Emmanuel, God with us. Enjoy and worship through island dance called hula. God bless. See you tomorrow. We have a prediction tomorrow that very few of us have ever talked about, but we are tomorrow. See you then.